There is one specific place on a woman's body, that when touched first, before anything else, changes everything. Not in an obvious way. Not in the way most men think, but in a way that goes so deep into her nervous system that she cannot explain why she suddenly feels so completely drawn to you. And here is what makes this so important. Most men get this completely backwards. They rush to the obvious places. They move too fast. They skip past the one moment that would have made everything else feel completely different. And then they wonder why the connection felt surface level. Why she seemed present but not fully open. Why something felt slightly off even when everything else seemed right. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what that place is. And more importantly, I'm going to show you the psychology behind why it works. Because once you understand this, truly understand it, you will never approach physical connection the same way again. Stay with me. Because what I'm about to share is not what you are expecting, and that is exactly what makes it so powerful. Here is the first thing you need to understand. Women experience touch completely differently than men do. For most men, touch is direct, it is physical, it moves toward a destination. But for a woman, touch is a conversation. Every point of contact tells her something. It tells her how present you are. It tells her how much you respect her space. It tells her whether you are here for her or here for what you want from her. And she reads all of that information in the very first touch, before a single word is spoken, before a single intention is stated. Her nervous system has already decided. Is this man safe? Is this man someone I can open up to? Or is this man rushing towards something I am not ready to give? That decision happens in seconds, and it is almost entirely determined by where you touch her first, and how. So where is it? The place all women want to be touched first is not where most men go. It is not her hand. It is not her waist. It is not anywhere obvious. The place all women want to be touched first is her sense of emotional safety. Before you touch her body, you must touch her mind. You must touch her sense of comfort, her sense of being genuinely seen and genuinely respected. Because a woman's body follows her emotions. Always. Without exception, when she feels emotionally safe, truly, deeply safe, her body opens naturally, without pressure, without convincing, without awkwardness. But when that emotional safety is missing, no amount of physical confidence will create the connection you are both looking for. This is the thing most men spend their entire lives not understanding, and it is the reason so many connections that had real potential simply never became what they could have been. Now let me show you exactly how this works in real life. The first way you touch her emotional safety is through your pace. Slow down. Not because you are playing a game, not because you are following a strategy, but because genuine interest is never in a rush. When you slow down, when you stop trying to get somewhere and simply be somewhere, she feels it immediately. Her shoulders drop slightly. Her breathing slows. Her guard, that invisible wall she carries everywhere, begins to lower. Not because you said anything, because your energy told her something. It told her, I am not here to take anything from you. I am here because I genuinely want to be here. And that simple, powerful message is the first touch that matters more than any physical touch ever could. The second way you touch her emotional safety is through your attention, real attention. Not the kind where you are listening while thinking about what to say next. The kind where you are fully present. Where her words land somewhere real inside you, where she can feel that you are actually receiving what she is sharing. Most women have spent their entire lives being half listened to, being present with someone who was mentally somewhere else, being talked at instead of talked with. So when a man gives her his complete, undivided, genuine attention, something shifts inside her that she was not prepared for. She feels seen, not just heard, seen, and being truly seen by a man who is calm and grounded and not performing. That is a form of touch that goes deeper than anything physical. The third way you touch her emotional safety is through restraint. And this is the one most men get completely wrong. Restraint is not withholding. Restraint is not playing hard to get. Restraint is the quiet, powerful signal that says, I am in control of myself. I am not driven by impulse. I am choosing every moment deliberately. When you do not rush to fill every silence. When you do not escalate every moment of closeness. When you stay grounded, even when the energy between you is charged, she experiences something extraordinarily rare. A man who has mastered himself. And a man who has mastered himself is the safest man she has ever been around. Because she knows. This man will not push past her boundaries. This man will not make her feel pressured. This man is here with her, not trying to get something from her. That realization, that quiet, felt realization, is the deepest form of touch that exists between two people. Now let me talk about physical touch, because once emotional safety is established, physical touch becomes something completely different. It becomes an extension of the connection that already exists, not the beginning of something she has not agreed to yet, but the natural continuation of something she already feels. And that distinction, that fundamental difference, is what separates a connection that stays on the surface from one that goes somewhere real. When you do make physical contact, start where she least expects it. Not her hand immediately, not her waist. A light, calm, completely natural touch on her shoulder when you are making a point in conversation. A gentle, unhurried touch on her forearm when something she says genuinely moves you. A slow, warm presence beside her that communicates, I am close because I want to be close. Not because I am trying to escalate anything. These small, intentional, unhurried moments of physical presence do something remarkable to her nervous system. They build what researchers call somatic trust, physical trust, the felt sense that your touch is safe, that it will not take more than it offers, that it is an expression of genuine care rather than hidden agenda. And once somatic trust is established, once her body has learned that your touch is safe, everything else becomes possible. Not because you pushed for it, because she allowed it. And there is a profound difference between those two things. The fourth thing I want you to understand is this. The most powerful physical touch is the one that surprises her with its gentleness. Not weakness. Gentleness. There is a difference. Weakness apologizes for itself. Gentleness comes from strength. When a man who is clearly confident, clearly grounded, clearly comfortable in his own body, chooses to be gentle, it creates a response in her that she was not expecting. Because she was prepared for pressure. She was prepared for the usual rush. She was not prepared for someone who would slow down enough to actually be with her. And the things we are not prepared for, those are the things we remember. Those are the things we replay in quiet moments. Those are the things that make one person feel completely different from everyone else. The fifth and final thing is presence. True, complete, undeniable presence. Not physical presence, emotional presence. The kind where she feels that in this moment, there is nowhere else you would rather be. No phone worth checking, no thought worth pursuing. No other moment more important than this one. With her. Right now. That level of presence is the rarest form of touch that exists, because it touches something that has nothing to do with the body. It touches the part of her that has been waiting, sometimes for years, for a man who would simply show up completely and stay. So here is what I want you to take away from everything you just heard. The place all women want to be touched first is not a location. It is a feeling. It is the feeling of being safe enough to stop performing, of being seen without being judged, of being with someone whose presence alone makes the world feel slightly less heavy. Create that feeling first. Everything else follows naturally. Not because you planned it, because you built something real. And real is the only thing worth building.